feel like we've been locked in all week, honestly. Physically and mentally a good edge to practice. I think the players, know what's at stake. Looking forward to getting back in front of our fans at home. That's a big deal to us to open up 2 weeks in a row at home. So looking forward to having that same energy out there from our fans. As far as injuries and ruling people out, we're ruling two players out, Xavier Rhodes and Braden Smith. And I would also just say this week, the other special thing is obviously a big Kicking the Stigma weekend at the stadium and in general. We all know the power that this campaign has had and the impact that it's having and will continue to have. So proud for our organization to be leading the way in this regard. So looking forward to everyone being a part of that. Right, and then with Peyton and Edge coming into town for their deal, their Hall of Fame kind of acknowledgement, that's special, right? That doesn't go unnoticed by our players. They want Peyton and Edge to see a good product out there. So we're looking forward to the game. All right, open it up.
Frank, Eric Fisher, you think he's going to play? Is it questionable?
I think Eric has had a solid week. This has been his first full week of practice. I think we'll evaluate tomorrow, look at this tape today, evaluate the whole week. Probably not ready to really 100% commit. Want to sit through, talk it through with Chris, talk through with the staff, look at all the options, because there's a couple moving parts here. So, we'll let that play out in the next 48 hours and figure out what the best combination is and what we'll do.
You mentioned Edge and Peyton in the Hall of Fame ring and all that. Two guys who are going to be there eventually are Aaron Donald and Quentin. What sets them apart? What makes them unique and special?
I think when you look at guys like Aaron Donald and Quentin, it's the consistency of elite play. It's not just an occasional wow moment. It's just the consistency of those.
Quentin's good to go?
He was full today, and so we'll see how he responds today. I think we need to make sure that he got through today okay and wakes up tomorrow feeling okay. You know how those back things are. The back things are. I don't take those things for granted, so we're going to have to let that play out.
It's not the foot, it's the back.
It's the back.
Do you have any more clarity on what Braden's dealing with?
Not anything that I want to go into. We're just hopeful that it can, resolve itself sooner rather than later. It's not, as we said before, it's not we're not talking about a bone or anything. It's so we'll just have to see how it plays out over the next week or so.
Is IR a possibility at all?
That hasn't been discussed at this point, no.
With Eric, I assume, was he full today, Fisher?
Eric was full today, yeah.
Well, I think the question would be that he's done quite a bit of teamwork then.
Yeah, no, Eric's had a good week. Eric's had a good week. And, we just got to wait and see how it all plays out. Like I said, this was his first full week, and, we got to evaluate the conditioning. We got to evaluate, the performance. I thought he's looked pretty good, so we'll take all those things into consideration.
As a play caller, how do you balance, last week you're playing without your full the offensive line you want, and then this week it's going to be the same thing without Braden. That makes your life a little bit harder, and then you compound the fact that it's not just Donald on their line. They got playmakers all over the defense.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, we don't flinch. We've game planned our plays, understanding what the situation is that we have. So, there's times, like we always talk about, times you want to help guys, times you can help guys, times you can't help guys. We just want to be efficient on offense, and we believe we can do that with whoever lines up out there.
Knowing Quentin as you do you think he sort of mentally circled this game, and the same with Aaron Donald going up against the best guard?
I have no doubt. Obviously you'd have to ask them, but that's what I would think. It's a big matchup. It's a big matchup, but we also know that's great, and there's a lot of hype to that, and that'll get a lot of play, as it should. But ultimately, both those guys know it's a unit, it's a team, and it's not just that one-on-one matchup.
Frank, you were a couple more here. Was your first year was 05 here or 06?
06.
So you were post-Edge run.
Yeah.
But you saw a lot of Peyton. Just his influence.
The influence transcended the game. We all know what he did here in Indianapolis, but what he did for the game in general, what he did for quarterback play in general was just unique as far as this league goes and the impact that he has, and he'll continue. You know, he's the kind of guy that will continue to have that kind of impact for a long time.
One last question, since we got you. Hard Knocks, what was your input?
Yeah, I mean, it was an organizational decision. We all had to buy into it. You know that it can be good for our organization. It can be good for our team. You know, players, the city. You know, there's a chance to highlight it. I think as coaches and players, you know, we just kind of put our head down and go about our work. You know, we don't want to be affected by it. Yeah, there'll be a few cameras up places but we're just kind of locked in on what we're doing and focused on getting better every day.
Not worried that it would become annoying, a distraction?
I don't think it will. I mean, in today's day, the players are so good at, you know, this is the age we live in, whether it's Hard Knocks or social media or something, there's always something. Oh, there's a camera on everybody all the time. So I think these guys are better at this than us older guys. You know what I mean? So older guys, this is all new stuff, but I think these guys will handle it just fine.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Coach.